Hi there, Professor Marshall here once again. Today, I'm here to talk to you about active verbs, how to really make your writing pop. Now, do me a favor, raise your hand. I know I can't see it, but I do want you to participate. I want you to engage with this. Raise your hand if you have a difficult time getting what's in your head onto the page. Do you have great ideas and you get excited to write them? You sit down and write it. You go back and look at what you just wrote and realize that is not at all what was going on in your head. If you've had that experience, active verbs will help you. Have you ever wanted your writing to sound more professional? For school, for your job? Do you want to be taken seriously when you have something to say? Active verbs, again, can help you get the respect you deserve. Have you ever wished your writing flowed better? I get this all the time at the writing lab. Students sit down. The first thing they ask me is, does it flow? Can I make it flow better? How can I make it flow better? Well, in truth, it's just active verbs. They'll help you make it flow better. Have you ever wanted people to feel engaged and connected to your writing? This may be writing that you do for school. It may be writing that you do for work, right? You want people to become invested. You want them to be engaged in what you write. You want them to look forward to what you're writing. Maybe it's social media. You want people to like what you write. Well, active verbs can help with that. Now, how many of you like getting A's on essay assignments, right? Active verbs can really make the difference and put you over the top, right? So really, look at all the reasons that there are to use active verbs. Today, we're going to get our first taste of what they are, and then we'll go put them to use. The verbs you choose really do make the difference. Active verbs are the best choice that you as a writer can make because they describe action. They paint precise pictures in the minds of readers. They convey excitement. They elicit empathy from your readers. All of these are things that you as writers in a college world, and really just in the world we live in right now, want to accomplish with your writing. Active verbs will enable you to do this. Now, not all verbs work equally. There are some verbs out there that just don't carry their weight. We use them a lot, and they don't do anything for the writing. These are known as state of being verbs. These state of being verbs are is, are, was, were, be, being, been, and am. Now I know. I hear a lot of you saying right now, I use those verbs in like every sentence I write. And yeah, I know, I read a lot of writing. And I read way too many of those verbs. Today is about cutting back. How can we get rid of some of those verbs? Because they don't really do much. What comes to mind when you picture these words? Picture the word is. I mean, seriously, what is is? What comes to mind? Not much, right? Turns out these verbs really only express that something exists or how that thing exists. We are going to the movies. Juan is here. Sal was late. I am bored. Those verbs don't contribute much to the sentence. They don't bring much to the party. That's why I call them SOBs. Sure, it stands for state of being, but there's another reason. I hate those lazy, no good SOBs. So I avoid them. I avoid SOBs whenever possible. They're just like that freeloader friend that always seems to take up space, take up my resources, sits on my couch, eats my food, drinks my sodas, always needs a ride somewhere. But when it's time to put gas in the car, are they putting any gas in? Nope. They helping fill the fridge? Nope. They paying my cable bill? No. They almost never contribute anything to the party. Dirty, lazy SOBs. I don't need them. You don't need them. But every once in a while, we need these things, like a flu shot or a teeth cleaning. It's not pleasant. It's not exciting. But the SOB verbs do a job. They do express existence, and nothing else does that. We need them to do their job. But outside of that, that's it. We don't need them at all. Your thoughts are far more complex than the words is, are, was, and were can convey. So get rid of them. They're not helping you. They're not helping anything. It's time for them to go. Embrace the complexity. So here's a little way that we can kind of think of your writing. So you're writing with SOB verbs. The party with the Golden Girls. 3 gray-haired old ladies sitting on a couch, 1 balloon, bored to death. Yeah, I want to go there. You're writing with active verbs, it's a different kind of party. We have lights and a DJ, hella balloons everywhere, people dancing, hands up, having a great time. It's your writing. It's your choice. Which party you want to go to? Now let's talk about active verbs just a little bit more. Let's kind of get a little bit deeper into the active verbs so that we can kind of talk about how they will help you as a writer. One, the world exists in constant action. Bring that action to the page. Right? Take a minute and write down every action occurring around you. Now I know a lot of you are probably thinking, I'm just sitting here listening to this PowerPoint. Well, okay. Sitting and listening are both active verbs. So you already have a couple of verbs just immediately come to mind. So what I want you to do is just jot them down. Either be mindful of them in your mind, jot them down on a piece of paper, whatever. I'll give you 30 seconds. While you're finishing up, my list looked a little like this. The light hums, my heart beats, the chair groans because I need to lose a little weight. The stomach growls. Ignore it, you got that weight to lose. My eye blinks, my heart beats, the sirens blare, ears ring, breath catches, the keyboard clicks and clacks, and garbage stinks. Immediately, that's what I'm mindful of. All of those actions are taking place simultaneously around me. The world is full of action. Represent it when you write. Now, active verbs also paint precise pictures. Below, in the slide below, we have 3 pictures of 3 different verbs that all are related. The hop, the jump, and the leap are all very similar action, but they're also very, very different. So each word connotes or has a different connotation associated with it. The connotation of the hop is a bit childish. We think of a bunny hopping, hip hopping through the forest. Very low intensity. So the girl below us is just plain hopscotch. Now when we think about jump, it's a much higher intensity, much higher elevation. It's also kind of this idea of let's have fun. Right? So the connotation is always involved in something fun and active. And so we see this young lady jumping on a trampoline, having a great time. And then there's the leap. The picture in the leap, the guy leaping between two cliffs. The intensity is amazing. The elevation is extreme. It's life or death, do or die. The connotations of these similar actions are very, very different. That's why it's so important to pick just the right verb. Make what's in your mind come through to the page. Use that active verb. Now, luckily for you, we have so many options when it comes to active verbs. This is just a snapshot of a list I've already put up on Canvas. So it's a couple pages after this PowerPoint. There's an active verb list. You can use it to get ideas. But I set it up on this page to make it look like the Matrix. Because just like in the Matrix, when you were aware of being in the Matrix, it was like you had superpowers. When you become aware of using active verbs, those are very much like superpowers on the page. They will make your writing pop and come alive. Take a look. Thousands and thousands and thousands of options. That's why it's important to choose just the right one. You're in charge. You're in control. Make the choice. So what's next? Well, first, go back and read through your first rough draft, the one that you posted and have gotten some feedback on. Okay, we're going to improve on that feedback. That's going to be part of your revision. But I also want you to start to improve on the language that you're using in that draft. So highlight every instance that you use is, are, was, and were. Every single time. There might be 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 40. I don't know. Okay? Everybody's going to be different, and that's okay. Count them all up. Now, since everybody is different, we're all at different levels, and we all have different goals, set a target for about half of the number in your second draft. So as you revise your draft, get rid of half of those SOB verbs. It's going to be tough. It's going to be a chore. It's going to be hard. It's going to take effort. It's going to take work. So don't put it off. Dig in. Embrace that effort. Embrace that challenge. It's going to pay off in a big, big, big way. Now revise your draft. We have a second rough draft workshop coming up. Revise it, and then make sure to highlight all of your new sentences. So I want to see at least 5 or 6 new sentences, if not 10 or 20 new sentences in your second draft, right? Make sure to highlight them because there's going to be points on the rubric for the highlighting, and then that's what your reviewers are going to pay attention to. And then you can use this active verb list on the next page to help give you extra ideas. So click next if you have any questions, and I'll respond to those as they come in. Thank you, and have a great rest of your day.